here we are. In Uxide, we got a blue Zerg player. He is fighting for the KC Gamers, right? Yeah, KC Gamers. He is solo. Top right side, the red Terran player fighting for nobody but himself. The teamless Terran, the red-nosed Terran player here. He is BYUN. Kind of does sound like I'm calling him a drunk, doesn't it? I don't know if he is. Probably not. He seems like a fun type to hang out with, though, so who knows? Who knows? Not saying that people that don't drink are not a fun time to hang around with, but you know what? Kind finds kind, I suppose, right? In some cases. You like to hang out with people that do the same things as you do, so who knows? A boy can hope. A boy can dream, okay? What are we up to here? Very standard macro openings overall. Just some regular things happening. Beyond believable. Beyond believable. It's nice to see BYUN in the TVZ, by the way, right? That is just the hallmark of this play. That is the best stuff that we can get. I believe, anyway. His TVP is pretty cool as well. We'll be seeing that later on. We're gonna get the best Protoss in the world, actually. John versus BYUN as well. By the way, Mr. Best Protoss in the world. Do you mind that a lot of the English casters actually call you Zaun? Just kind of, you know, go with the English pronunciation, or would you rather have them still make an effort to say the Korean pronunciation? I don't know if this is anything you understand what I'm saying right now, but would you prefer to have? Would you like better English sound or Korean attempt of pronouncing your name? Pronouncing. I hope you know what that means. It is a weird word, isn't it? Not one you learn immediately. Best Protoss Zest? No. You're just being modest. Zest, not modest. You modest. So you better. Alright. 1-1-1 and a armory on the way here. So we'll most likely get a bit of a Hellbat push. As Solar is, well, what is he doing? Third base so far, nothing too spectacular. We're really sticking to the Zergling tech tree. We'd anticipate the Baling Nest to go up pretty soon. That is what you would need if you are going this heavily onto the Zergling defense. I mean, that's where the Hellions already come in. Right, also going for the Banshees behind this, so interested to see what those Banshees will do. This is actually a pretty cool bit of play that we see sometimes out of BYUN here. Still no Baling Nest, by the way, so, I mean, Armory with a couple of Hellbats could be incredibly terrifying. Nice job keeping those links outside of the natural base there, with a couple of extra Hellions still holding the door. Full Marines trying to figure out where those Zerglings went. We'll be able to find them here. Oh. Quick pickup. Overlord does get a good scout off here. We'll be able to see absolutely everything. And only now there is that Baneling Nest together at the same time as the lay attack. So we do have a reasonable amount of drones here that have been built. 28 lings in total. Reasonable fours. And 7 queens. Could still be enough. Let's see, there's that drop that is going to go down very quickly. Do we not have any Banshees? Where is that Banshee? It's over here. I'm not sure what the Banshee is planning to do, but it's not finding a lot. Also, I don't think we're ever going to get ourselves those Hellbats anymore. It's like, you know, he thought about going for the Hellbats and then he decided against it. There we go. Time kind of has passed, although to be fair, we only now have the first 2 Banelings here, so still think that I could have done quite a bit. Maybe BYUN realizing that Solo was going for quite heavy on the Zerglings, anticipating the Banelings to be ready a lot earlier on. But Solo, he was quite greedy, honestly, right? With how late he actually got all those technologies unlocked. Stayed quite heavily on the minerals, and now has a pretty good drone count here. Good amount of workers. Third base for BYUN has been made as well. Starting up a couple more of those barracks with the +1/+1 also. Could be a good bit of timing here for BYUN as the Evo chambers for Solar. Not quite ready just yet. Is the Hellion still trying to deny that creep? To be fair, for the amount of Hellions that we have available here and a Banshee, I'm surprised that we're having any creep spread at all. Does seem to be making quite a bit of progress. Could make this one as well pretty soon. There we go. Instantly does it. As it becomes available. The signs of a true professional. Hellion's finding some Zerglings here. Still trying to make those run-bys happen, but BYUN really good at every single time just kind of zoning those away. He's really adamant about having those multi-pronged attacks going on, kind of in a way, right? Or at least having a setup of units on both sides in order to deny that type of movement. Even having a Banshee here as well, right? So he's really shutting down any attempt of a run-by for, well, at least from the ground. The Mutalisk do have a bit of a chance to get through here for a little bit. So immediately stimming in those Marines here. Gonna try to mitigate the damage. Not much in that main base, but Solo will not be diving towards that main base. Finally, we have the Hellbats coming in. It did actually occur. A lot later than I had anticipated, but that's fine. That's fine. We'll deal with that. +2/+2 also on the way. This is the moment, by the want to point out, +1/+1. No upgrades here for Mr. Solar. Not a lot of creep spread left on the right side. BYUN playing it very, very safe. He is not getting onto this creep. This is classic BYUN, really. Not looking for a fight in a position where his opponent will be the more advantageous player in that kind of place, and that's exactly where this may lead to. There we go. Does manage to get Solar a bit off the creep there, but Solar very adamant about staying on the creep as well here, actually. So kind of going back to the meta of who attacks who first, right? It really is the meta for just exactly that. Are you going to commit onto creep with me, or am I going to commit off of creep towards you? And whoever does make that committal will be at a slight disadvantage, of course. That slight disadvantage could be enough to, well, tilt the game into one or another player's favor. Needs to get that thought into a medevac here, I would say. Well, I'll just let it fly over there. A couple of reactors lost, you know, not the worst case, but does slow down the production quite a bit here. Solar's production just keeps on going. Still growing quite steadily. 77 workers only, though. To be fair, I was anticipating a bit more. He only lost 2 workers. And, well, I guess now he's on 84, but it did take him a little bit here. No, I'm losing 2 now more. 100 in, actually more than 100%. 150% increase in the kill count there very quickly. Quick maths. Hopefully no one's going to check whether or not that is correct. Mutalisk finding a bit of damage once again. Nothing too major, but good enough, good enough. Mutalisk could actually be in a bit of a troublesome area here. Burrow on the Widow Mines also. Making sure that nothing there explodes unnecessarily. This is a scary place for the Terran to be. Widow Mines need to retarget onto those Banelings, but not quite happening, so a lot of them do still remain. And now more reinforcements for BYUN trying to gain access to this battle. Realizing that all the forces for Solar are on top of this location instead of trying to find run-bys. Look at the amount of effort BYUN is still doing in order to deny these run-bys. That is really impressive. Just time and time again. And just look at that. Instantly stimming in before even the Mutalisk hit him a single time. Already he's just on the ball. Maybe a bit of fortune there as well, of course. Just kind of already looking over to that location perhaps. But still, that is very impressive. That is an incredible display of just reaction time. Does that type of stuff quite consistently after all. So you have to stop wondering whether it's just coincidence or if it's just BYUN being incredibly good. Bit far forwards with the initial wave here, and now the Marines coming in behind this. Not really in a position to help out the Thors and the Marauders as they are being nibbled down and, well, bit spat upon by those Banelings. Getting the green hickeys. Solar does manage to clean up the left side. There's a couple of... Actually, that's not Widow Mines. That's Widow Mines, though. Oh, my. Solar overextending that quite a bit with his Mutalisk. And taking a couple of shots to the chin as well with those Widow Mines. Does squinch this attack as well. Squunches that attack. Let's make up words, yes, we go. Left side area. In contention this time around. Nothing here to defend against the counter-attack, though. Immediately, Solar finds that opportunity and will be going for that. Let's see, this is a big one. The Widow Mines, not quite all of them getting into the ground, but this is not enough Banelings anymore, I believe, to really hold a foothold. The counter-attack does seem to have dwindled as well, and we'll be coming across again here. Oh, that's a lot of Banelings on Marauders. That's not what you like to see. And I think BYUN may be on the tipping point here. It's very, very close to him to go just completely into his trajectory. Really, pretty much where he wants this game to go. Oh, Widow Mine there, not helping out. More bio units on the right side here. Again, nothing really ready as a response for Solar. He's already struggling on the left side here, keeping this in check. That right side gonna go completely uncontested for quite a bit here. A single Ultralisk, that's not gonna be enough. That is nowhere near enough to hold the choke point there. Not even with a Spine and a Queen together with the Ultra. That's another base that's gonna go down. The base on the left side may be saved here. Yeah, just for now it will be saved. We'll keep that going, but on the right side, oh, that is a big pickup on that base. Again, finding good bits of damage here. Solar needs to make sure that he does take the good trade here on the top left side. I think that's the correct call in this situation, but then again, I mean, what kind of good calls can you make in a situation like this? Everything just comes with a significant downside as well. He just has to keep trading here. Also, he needs to make sure that he actually opens up this game a little bit further. Doesn't just let BYUN keep on growing his units to ridiculous proportions, but it's still happening though. That's the problem here. BYUN only on 62 workers as well, but he's got the mules, he's got the multiple amounts of bases. 3 orbitals actually only available. Thought that would be more. But we all know that BYUN loves to just micro, not really be busy with the macro. That is GG is called. Not much you could do anymore there as Solar taps out. BYUN takes game number 1. Water. Alright, bit unfortunate there for Mr. Solar getting out multitasked quite heavily. Let me see. Number 2. Was not anticipating that to go that heavily into the favor of our Terran player, but that's what happens. Gigantha will be our next one. Game number 2. Booting it up right now, guys. Getting things started. Oh, this is interesting. Usually it's not needed to do this. Let's try a different way. Let's try a different way. StarCraft making life difficult. Alright, there we go. Then we should have this one. That should be it. Oh, look at that. You can actually see the little white bulb there. So that's pretty cool. It's actually what's left over. It's supposed to be this. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. But yeah, this came off, and now this is what we have left. Alright, so why is it not playing? Gigantha. You take the biggest Gigantha away from me. Load. Load it up. Here we go. Game number 2. BYUN and Solar. No time like the presents. No time like this one to get presents either. So, Christmas. You guys got any cool Christmas gifts, by the way? Any of you got something really spectacular, amazing? I got a nice sandwich at work. That was nice. They gave me a sandwich. I guess they also gave me a big Christmas package, to be fair, with like chocolates and a nice warm blanket, some earbuds, and what else was in there? Oh, right, the cheap champagne. What's it called? Prosecco. Prosecco, that's what it's called. What else was in there? I kind of forget. A little bit. Little plank for your tablet or laptop. Something like that. You got yourself the Proto skin for as a Christmas gift. All right. That's pretty cool. That's a good gift. Oh, they look nice. I think the Protoss do have some of the better skins overall. Terrans clearly have the worst ones. But, you know, Zerkin Protoss, that kind of goes up in the sky there, or up in the air. Sunlily got a heart for Christmas. And laughter. That's wonderful to see. So what's up, Sunlily? I didn't even say hello to you when you came in. Crazy. I apologize. I don't know what else I was doing. Completely preoccupied with my own stupidity, it seems. My own negligence. Zerg Stimulant skin is really nice. Yeah, there's a couple of them that I find very cool. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you as well. Merry Christmas to all of you guys, actually. Make sure to spread some Christmas joy. You know, some rough times going around for a lot of people still. So. Oh, and here I am, making it all better with StarCraft 2 casting. That's right. Little drone on the hill right there will not be turning into an extractor today. Not going to be necessary. Now, Solar, I mean, it's known that he loses his Zerglings a bit more often than other players. But today's not going to be that day. It seems like he has been getting better with this. Very cool stuff. Sunlily is a Zerg player, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Am I wrong? Am I mistaken? Yeah, called it. You know, just the most creative race after all, Zerg. It's what draws creative people in, I suppose, right? The weird bug-like aliens that don't look like a lot of stuff we have on the planet Earth. Except for insects, I suppose. And, well, somebody's behind with teeth as well. Pulsating a little bit. Alright, so anyway. Overlord wants to try and get himself a scout off. We'll be able to see this tech lab researching. That's going to be a big tell. It's probably going to be everything he needs to know about this. There's no armory this time around, so not a chance of having that hellbed attack this time. But it is a very similar build as what we saw the previous game, right? Is he gonna cancel that cloak as well once more? That is what happened the last game. Could be that he's trying a bit of a mind game here, right? Being like, alright, well, you know I cancelled it the previous time. Are you gonna anticipate me cancelling it now as well? Because he's gonna let it finish. To be fair, a couple of times in that previous game when he still had that Banshee, I was like, well, maybe the cloak wouldn't have been too bad in this situation, so... It's still quite the investment, though, isn't it? You love Zerg. You've tried other races, but can't get away from your first love. Oh, but creepy Nexus, guys. That is true. Oh, the Hellions coming in here. Good luck with those Zerglings. Why keeping those Hellions busy here? This is something that we see Solar do quite a bit here with that ramp area. Ooh, that is still quite a lot of drones, though. The drones are lining up. Scoot and shoot with those Hellions here. We have the Banshee on the right side as well, on top of that extractor. More workers go down. A lot of work is going down. Lair attack not quite ready yet, but I mean, as soon as it is, it's not going to have any economy really to do anything with it. It's like, oh wait, you came back with your drones? 2 seconds too early? Alright, let me get another one. Let me get more kills here. How is that even a position where you can be? That spore crawler is as far to the right as some. Well, probably shouldn't make political statements here. There's somebody that's very far on the right. It is Christmas. Let's not make it weird in that remark. That's what I do. That's what I do best. Double medevacs on the left side here. As the Banshee still maintains a bit of aggression on the right. There's the double drop. This could very well start to snowball quite quickly here, guys. I would not be surprised. Gets the spore crawler. Not too shabby. Trying to get on top of the drones. Now the rest of the queens are here, so should be able to pick these marines off. Trying to get rid of the medevacs, but BYUN does have enough to get the heck out of there. Couple more Hellions. They should be targeted down quite quickly. Bit of a shame. Would have been nice to have those together with these marines here for another attack. Not gonna be the case though. Like the fact that BYUN here is just gonna get himself that Overlord, right? Getting ready for follow-up attacks potentially. Could have targeted that Baning as well, I suppose, but oh well. Right, so yeah, just getting rid of that Overlord there makes it harder for Solo to see the next time there's something coming in from this area. And you get what you can, right? You get what you can with this type of game. Still the double medevac drops coming around every which side. Getting all the creep tumors here is pretty darn good as well. To the medevacs. Man, this is just relentless. I mean, BYUN ahead on the workers, ahead on army supply, upgrades. Upgrades are going up equally, but Solo doesn't have anything but Ling and Baneling, and they are struggling to keep up with the aggression here. They are not able to really deal with the medevacs, which is a well-known thing here. More units coming in on this base. That is gonna. This may be GG here. That's quite a couple of drones first and foremost. Zerglings. Oh, Unburrow was pretty good. Only on one of them, though. The other one's still exploding onto a bit of the Terran supply. More units coming in endlessly. Yeah, things are falling apart very quickly here for Solar. Solar, I think this may be it here, guys. He's going to lose this base. On the right side, he just barely doesn't have enough units to clean that up either. GG is called. The only race I didn't play since StarCraft 1 was Zerg, except for the campaign. I see, alright, that is pretty interesting. I never played StarCraft 1. I never did. I was too young, I think. I did have a friend that played it, though, to be fair. Like, on my, what's it called? Is it called preschool? No, it's like the elementary school, right? I think that's what it's called. In English, at least. Preschool is the thing before then. But, yeah. It was like a friend of mine. His dad was a Korean. So that helped out quite a bit. It's kind of funny realizing now that, you know, back in the day, it didn't really tell me anything, him being Korean. And now I'm, you know, doing a lot of stuff with other Korean people. Watching their games, playing their sports. But yeah. He tried to introduce me into StarCraft 1, and I was like, well, I don't know. I know this other game called Warcraft 3, and I think I might just like that better, because I was just kind of mostly observing the thingamajigs. The graphics. Yeah, I was quite obsessed with the graphics. I never really got into it, you know, StarCraft 1. I never really quite tried it myself, so... Maybe I was already a bit spoiled with the Warcraft 3 mechanics of like having workers automatically go in mine, right? Waypoints, stuff like this. But yeah, alright. Things are getting a little bit dicey here for the Kaisi Blue Zerg. He is Solar. Bottom left side, a red Terran player fighting for the Terran race, I suppose. He is BYUN. You think BYUN just has like a secret benefactor? Just like some sort of a Korean billionaire that is like, you know what? If you don't join a team, I will sponsor you. As long as you're teamless, I will sponsor the heck out of you and make sure that you can keep playing StarCraft 2. That would be pretty cool. You're an old man now, but you still like StarCraft 2. I mean, to be fair, you're only going to get older, Size Matters. So if you're going to call yourself an old man already at this age, pretty soon you're going to be calling yourself a very old man. And then afterwards, you're going to run out of adjectives to put in front of that in order to really adequately describe your age. You're going to have to go to like, well, I'm almost dead now, I guess. I'm just getting towards that point. Afterwards, it's going to be like, I feel like I should have been dead. I feel like I should have been already dead. That's how old I am. I should have died a while ago. There's always ancients. Yeah, I suppose. That's a good one too. You're an old man, Tus. Now, next will be the grandpa Tus. Alright, alright. It is up to you. It is up to you. There's this saying about, they say that with old age comes wisdom, but I think that with, how does it go exactly? With old age comes wisdom, but I observe every life lesson I'm given. I think it's more so about like how observant you are, right? How willing you are to look at things and try to learn from them. That's more so where wisdom comes from, in my opinion. I think that's kind of where it tries to... Oh, dead circling! Sorry. So yeah, I think that's more so where wisdom comes from. I don't know why I'm going into this. I guess it's because we were talking about old men and old people overall. We're never too old for video games, am I right? I don't think so. I don't think so, personally. You know, we might start to struggle with finding the correct buttons and stuff. We may have to look down at the keyboards again. Things like this. Because, you know, arthritis or something like that is coming to kick in. And instead of just a steady hand, we have like a wobbly hand. So, we're never quite sure what button we're about to press. Who knows? Imagine the amount of build orders you could have though if you keep playing until you're like 80 or something. Crazy. It would be crazy. By the way, BYUN here, once again, going a little bit for the similar stuff. Going for the Hellions with the Cloaked Banshees. This time around, not going to get scouted here by Solar. But it didn't seem like it mattered that Solar scouted those Cloaked Banshees anyway. Because, well, they still managed to get, what, 30-some workers? It is what it is. Solar trying his best, but can't quite yet succeed so far. Maybe this time around, without scouting, he's going to be a little bit more comfortable and just going to go with the flow. Maybe that will help him out. Who knows? Who knows? It's worth a try. Okay, no, never mind. Does get that Overlord speed here, apparently, and will be going for that scout once again. A bit more of an investment into the scouting, but you know what? Keeps the Overlord alive for the time being. We'll be able to see what is what. And starts up the Spore Crawlers in whichever base he needs, which is all of them, of course. Has queens available, already rotating them around, trying to ensure that those Banshees are not going to get too much damage dealt. It's going to set up shop here in between, trying to catch any drone that is trying to transfer. This is a good idea, by the way, that what we're seeing here from BYUN, right? Instead of just trying to get the drones as they're mining, you can just put your Banshee in between, right? Because there's spore crawlers everywhere. Makes it a lot more difficult. And now, I mean, look at this. Solar has to wait for the lay attack to be completed. Then he has to make an overseer. And only then he's going to be able to get himself into a position where he's going to be able to get rid of this Banshee. So you can tell the noobs that you're a first generation gamer. I mean, I'm not even a first generation gamer anymore. Oh, wait a moment. Those are hellbats, guys. Hold up. That could be quite something here. The Banshee does get taken out, but there's no Banelings just quite yet. BYUN, is he going to jump right on top of these Banelings? Still being morphed. Yes, he will for a couple of them. Then he moves backwards, trying to get himself away from that creep, I do believe. Maybe transform into Hellions here again. Yeah, that's exactly the plan. Now, what's the next step here? Do you continue the aggression? I think you do. Trying to trade against queens, in fact. Alright. I mean, he gets 2 of them. Oh, is there another Banshee here? Must have been another Banshee, yeah. First generation of gamers would be Pong, right? The first video game. I wonder if Pong really was the first video game. I wonder if that just isn't like some game that nobody really knows about, that somebody made in their basement, that never really went public, never really went anywhere because, well, it wasn't a guy that made it that had any financial ambitions with the idea. Right? There must have been, right? There must have been. Some crazy loon in his basement making something. Probably what happens. Overlord drop here. I always like that type of stuff. Cool to see that being a thing. Going into the main base. I'm not sure if we can get a quick glimpse of it. A lot of reinforcements about to kick in here, so I think that will be cleaned up relatively easily. Another Widowmine in the back side as the Hellbats once again on the left side will be making their appearance. The Banelings, no Baneling speed just quite yet. That is a bit of trouble. The Widowmine, oh, the Widowmine, look at that retargeting going on. Trying to catch those Banelings. He knew if I get those Banelings, that could just be it. Alright, in we go. More droppage going on absolutely everywhere. Things again a little bit falling apart here. Perhaps for Solar is going to lose the spawning pool. Already starts a new one here. Good call. But more reinforcements comes in as the, well, the force over here in the main base still kind of unanswered, really. And it's going to go unanswered for the entirety of the rest of this game. GG is called just like that.